Reds and Rockers. As you know, I'm Eldon, here with my co-host Rhino. We're Underground Noise Webzine podcast. Figured I'd choose red today. Today's webisode number 145. Red being the color of blood. For Bloodsoaked, we got
Here we go.
What's up, Mr. Hasselbrack? How are you, sir?
Doing wonderful. Can't complain. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm great, thanks. Thanks for being a part of our show today.
Oh, my pleasure. Anytime.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. How you doing today, Rhino?
Old and tired.
Well, as I always tell you, you're only as old as you feel.
That's
Well,
right.
I feel old and tired.
Peter, the first question I would like to ask you is, what was the first death metal band that you heard?
First death metal band I heard. Jeez. That's a tough one. I mean, if we're gonna go, oh, geez. I probably have to. Yeah, I mean, I know my first albums that I love, but first death metal band I heard. I mean, some people would argue if it's death metal, but I would say, Sepultura's Beneath the Remains. I mean, back then, I mean, I still consider it, a death metal album. It's sort of thrashy, but when I remember just hearing that for the first time, I mean, you got that, you got Obituary, Slowly We Rot. You got Deicide, their first album. I mean, I can't even remember, to tell you the truth. Obviously Corpse's first album. All the first albums from, all the big bands, whether it was Death, Leprosy, things like that. So really hard to say, just a slow, steady progression from, just kind of, Maiden and Ozzy and Sabbath to, thrash, Metallica and Megadeth and Violence and, all that stuff, and then, slow progression to death metal and then, grind and everything else. So really hard to put a good album when I first heard. So hopefully that answers your question.
Absolutely, dude. That's a fantastic answer.
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure, man. Definitely. I was going to ask you this about the song Suicide. Was that based basically on someone you knew personally, or maybe you would say that it was like a suicide awareness song?
Yeah, it wasn't really, it was just kind of, I remember writing it, I had all the music written for it first. And then I had the chorus, which was that Realize Suicide chorus. And then somehow I came up with that. I don't know. I wrote that whole album in my little one-bedroom apartment back in the day. And I just remember writing it and then coming up with the chorus somehow. And then, yeah, I mean, the lyrics, if you actually listen to them and, try to comprehend them or whatever, I don't really put that much emphasis on the lyrics too much. But yeah, it's just kind of like someone, has killed themselves. And if you had listened to their cries for help, you would have helped them. And there's nothing you can do now. So why don't you join them and off yourself as well? So yeah, nothing about any awareness to, anybody or, hey, you should, but yeah, nothing, pertaining to any friends, family or anything. It was just a song that just kind of came to me and, was kind of catchy, and that was really about it.
Yeah, because I remember when I saw the music video and I was really blown away. I said, this dude is fucking awesome. I like the music. I could dig it right away.
Thank you. Yeah, it was fun. That whole album wrote in like I said, my little one-bedroom apartment, whatever it was 2008, something like that. Yep.
That's some years ago.
Yeah, I remember going into because it was just a one-bedroom apartment. I had walls that shared with everyone, and taking my microphone, singing, and going into my closet with all my clothes in there and closing the door and just belting it out and just thinking like, what the hell are my neighbors thinking? What's going on right now? So, yep.
If that ain't a headbanger, I don't know what it is. Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Rhino, what you got, bro?
Well, how about can you tell us about your first ever tour and maybe just your first ever tour? The good, the bad,
Yeah,
what you learned.
Yeah, the first tour. I started this band. I mean, I was in a thrash band like back in Boston where I grew up in the late 80s, 88 and 89, this thrash band, Deathlock. We just did local shows up in New England, around Boston, Rhode Island, New Hampshire and stuff. But then once I started this band, which was like 2005 or six, something like end of 2005, beginning of 2006. Oh, look, he lost interest in my story. He even left. This is just sad. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm here. I don't know where I went.
Yeah. But yeah, so once I started this, I was just going to do it as just a studio project. No, I was on MySpace and started the Bloodsoaked page and recorded everything, had the album. And that was my first album, Brutally Butchered, and released it. Just say I had 100 copies. I printed up. I sent it off to get printed. It was 100 copies. I was like, great, this would be fun, sell it on MySpace. And then people started, were more interested and more interested. So then a couple of record labels were interested. And so I finally signed to Comatose Music. And then who wanted me? Oh, yeah. Up in Philadelphia, someone wanted me to come play a show. And I was like, well, okay. And so that kind of got me to starting to play shows. And then this festival down in Texas, Go Growlers Ball, wanted me to come down and play a show and play a fest. And I was like, well, maybe I can, build a tour around this. So I booked it myself. It was like a 14-day tour. And I just, this again, MySpace days, like 2007 or 8, something like that. And just started messaging, bands, venues, bars, anything that I knew that would, play metal bands. And just booked the whole, I think it was 14 days. It was like 3 or 4 shows down to Texas. And then the rest was around Texas and then back up through back home. And then leading up to it, a couple weeks before that, Comatose Music hit me up and was like, hey man, who are you going with on tour? And I was like, it's just gonna be me and my Ford Focus at the time. I was just gonna go. It was just gonna be all me and myself. I had everything. Back then it was, I don't even know if there was GPS. There might have been like the Garmin GPSs where it was just a standalone. And but Comatose was like, well, hey, I got a van. I can set up my distro for each show. You want to go? And I was like, well, you get the van, you drive, I'll pay for gas, and we'll split the hotel each night. And unless we're getting put up or the promoter's going to let us crash at their place. But there wasn't anything really crazy that happened on the tour. It was a lot of fun. Me and Steve from Comatose, we stayed together the whole time, 14 days. I think every show was, pretty successful for a first tour. There was just me. It was just, I think it was just called Slaughtering the South. And they had all local bands that would open, which was good because, that was my first album. So I was still trying to build a name for myself. And so all the locals would bring out all the fans. And, I might have brought out 5 or 10 fans. Who knows? I don't even remember. But they all, brought out their fans. So, I was selling a lot of merch, CDs, shirts, probably had hats and stickers and everything else. I think the only thing was it was just so much downtime, driving. You might get to a venue at, noon, and then you're like, oh my God, the place doesn't even open till like 6. Now you get 6 hours to kill, and just a lot of downtime. But the tour was great. Me and Steve had a good time, came back with a little money in my pocket and made new friends and fans and still talk to people to this day that I met on that tour. And it was good. It, put the fire to make me want to continue doing it again,
I gotta say though, MySpace, I remember way back then too, because that's how I found you, was MySpace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the days. I mean nowadays, Facebook kind of sucks for bands promoting themselves. You got Twitter and YouTube and everything else, but MySpace back in the day was the shit for underground bands. I mean, every band and their mother. So many bands back then got signed off of MySpace, and MySpace. How many plays you got on MySpace? It was really helpful for bands because they had the little media player where the songs, you could have your videos right on there. It wasn't like MySpace. I mean, like Facebook. There's no player on there where someone can just go to Facebook, Bloodsoaked, and be like, oh, let me check this out. Let me play some. They got to scroll down this and that. you know, it's if Facebook kind of combined Bandcamp into it with, like, you know, kind of all in one would be great. But yeah, nothing compares to MySpace. MySpace was a shit back in the day, for sure.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. That's why I call it Failbook and Time Lane.
Yes. Yes.
What else you got, Rhino?
Oh, let's go to this one I love asking. This is Roger Wilco.
What's up,
He's our
Roger?
silent co-host. Do you have anything to confess to him?
Confess. Oh, let's see. I love glam metal. Love it. I grew up, I would go back in the day, I would go to a glam show the next night right across the street. I'd go to a, you know, death metal or, you know, grind show. So I until this day still love it. Whether it's glam, death metal, grind, I just love it. Yeah. So some people are like, what? You like fucking, you know, glam, Poison, Motley Crue, you know, Cinderella? I'm like, yep, fucking A, 100%.
I'm Hell on Wheels.
Yeah.
Love that song. Hell on Wheels rocks, bro.
Yes. Yes.
Roger's still smiling, so that's a good sign.
Thank you, Roger.
Turn it back to Al.
Do you have any upcoming shows, Peter?
No, nothing right now. My last show was in South America like a year ago. And then since then, I've been having some problems with my elbow, with some tendonitis with my picking arm. So I haven't been playing as much. You know, I still do stuff, you know, I cover my own music on YouTube videos and stuff. But I haven't been, you know, practicing enough to really play a show. So no, just, I guess, answer your question straight up. Nope, I don't have any shows, you know, coming up right now. So and whether that changes or not, I'm not sure, but nothing right now.
Just get the steroid injection.
I know,
Just
right?
Go straight for the injection.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, I was thinking about even, you know, because I still jam. You know, when I played live for the last bunch of years with this guy, David, he's been, you know, we both play guitar and do vocals together. Where I could get another guitar player and then I could just do vocals. Kind of takes away from what I like to do with play and sing. But you know, I could play shows where I was just singing. So we'll see. That might happen too.
Who would you say are some of your favorite death metal bands nowadays? Like some of the newer ones that are out there.
Yeah, newer bands. I know they're really not new, but Pathology, love Pathology. Analepsy, love them. I love a lot of that slam. See, Analepsy I've been listening to a lot. Oh shit, there's another band. Let me see here. I'm gonna look it up while I got you on the got you here. Let me see, because I really don't even know if I can pronounce it correctly, but I've been crushing this album. Systemectomy, yeah. It's Cystectomy. And Deprave of Hollowness is the album, and it's fucking awesome. I love it. The latest Vomit to Soul album as well, Cold, crushing. Love that. I've killed that album probably 1,000 times, and as well as Organectomy, Anthrophagus. I've been listening to. Those are just some of the things that are showing up right here on my you know, my music feed that I've been listening to. That I really love. But Analepsy, something about them I just love. I don't know. I just been getting in, you know, the last few years, just been getting into a lot of the slam, you know, simplest stuff, but it's really not simple. I love the catchiness of the songs. I don't know, something about just the way some of these bands write their songs is just real catchy, just kind of sticks in your head. You listen to it, you know, you get to work, you know, and then you're in your desk, you're doing whatever, walking down the hall, and you know, just kind of bang your head thinking about it, like, that song was good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like how Internal Bleeding coined that, you know,
Yep.
about
Yeah.
slam.
Way back when. Yep. Yes.
Yeah, the hardcore thrash vibe of it. Yep.
Yep. Oh yeah.
A little bit of hip hop.
Yep. You got
Just
it.
a little bit. Yeah. So a little bit of everything goes a long way. Salt and pepper it. Why not?
You're right. If the song sounds good, go with it. Who cares?
That's right. Good steak.
Yep.
Don't need sauce. You know what I mean?
Yep. I agree.
You know, speaking of that stuff, there's a slam band, there's a one-man band, you might have heard of them, it's called Fetal Embalmment. You familiar with that one?
I have not. I have not.
Yeah,
No. Pretty good though?
yeah, he's one of my good friends. He's also my bandmate from Nightmare Crypt. His name's Brendan Jackson. And
Okay.
he's just a one-man band and in my band, and it's fucking killer, dude.
Awesome. After this, send me the link to his one-man band on Facebook, and I'll definitely check it out.
Oh, absolutely, dude.
Heck yeah.
What else you got, Rhino? I'm throwing it to you now.
All right, another one of my favorites. All right, you get to bring a musician back from the dead, but in return, you have to sacrifice a modern musician. Who's coming up? Who's going down?
Back from the dead. Jeez. All right, I bring back Ronnie James Dio. And who I got to give up? Jeez. This is good. Who do I just don't care for? I don't know. Oh, you know what? We'll send James Hetfield. Fucking see you later, buddy. Send him back. Send him back. We'll send him to the other side.
Too cool. All right. It doesn't have to be musical, but what advice would you give to your 10-year-old self?
Ooh. I don't know. I've lived a simple life. My life is simple. I like it. I don't know. I don't really think I've made that many big mistakes. You know, I mean, some people will look, I mean, you know, I mean, I got a GED. I didn't graduate high school or anything, but I've done decent. I don't know. I just follow your dreams. Just have some fun. I mean, follow your dreams. You know, it sounds like so cliche, you know, something you'd hear in like, you know, like a graduating class of, you know, high school. So we'll follow your dreams, but just do what you want. You know, I got married young, but I'm divorced now. That changed me for the better too. I guess, you know, don't quit your day job. I guess maybe that.
Yeah.
Well, see, I can't even say that because I never quit my day job. But you know, I would give that advice to other people. Just use, you know, for the majority, you know, 0.5% of any death metal bands, probably not less than that, make a living playing death metal. So just make it an awesome hobby, and you can still have a full-time job and tour and play shows and play fests. Just, you know, work it out with your boss. You can just, you know, there's so much, oh shit, I don't know. I'm getting off topic because, yeah, to myself, I don't know. Just have fun. Fuck it. I mean, just have fun. Life's too short, man. Have fun. As long as you're not hurting anybody else, enjoy life. That's it.
All right. Do you come from a musical family? And if so, what do they think of your death metal?
Zero musicians, zero in my family. I think my mother's father, which he died before I was even born, I think he played the piccolo or something, my mom said. But you know, my mom didn't play anything. My dad played nothing. Brother and sister, nothing. But in terms of them, you know, supporting my music, my mom always supported me and my music. Like I said, you know, I started playing guitar at like 13, 14. She bought me my first little, I think it was a Kramer guitar. And, you know, I would just try to, you know, sit at home, learn some Black Sabbath songs and whatever. And, you know, anything I was playing, she was like, oh, that sounds real good, Peter, you know. And it didn't matter, you know, the kind of music. I was always into metal. And then once I got into, you know, thrash and heavier stuff, she was always supportive. My dad was just kind of like, whatever, this is something he's going to grow out of, you know, what the heck is this shit that he listens to, whatever. You know, but he wasn't like, you know, oh, why are you doing this? You know, you got to stop doing this. You got to grow up or anything like that. He was just like, what? I don't understand this. You know, I listen to country music. All right. But my mom would always ask, hey, you got any shows coming up? You got any new, you know, stuff? When's your band playing? Yeah, things like that. She still asks me, you know, to this day, you know, what's going on with Bloodsoaked? You got any new show? Back in the day when I used to be a lot more active, she used to go to the, and when she was more active, you know, I mean, she's 81 now, but she would go to the mall, be walking around, and she would have CDs in her pocketbook. And when she would see
You paid for them, right?
and no, I gave them to her. So and when she'd walk around the mall and she would see, teenagers like I was back in the day, all dressed in black and looking like they had some kind of metal shirts on. She'd walk up to them, this little old lady. Hey, you guys like metal and death metal? And they'd be like, what? And if they said yeah, she's like, well, this is my son's band. Here you go. Here's his CD. So she would pass out my freaking CDs at the mall to metalhead looking kids. So she was always supportive. And she's got a blood-soaked hoodie that she still wears. So and she'll go out to the mall or Applebee's or whatever, and she'll have my her blood-soaked hoodie on.
That's
Nice.
bad.
You ever have anybody come up like, hey, I heard of you through your mom. She gave me a CD.
No, no, that never happened. Yep, no one ever emailed me saying, hey, I got you. Hey, I was walking to the mall and your mom got me, gave me a CD, anything like that. She has been to a couple of shows, at least one or two. And she came to a show way back when I used to play in this thrash band. But then she's been to a Bloodsoaked show, and I remember I dedicated "No God" to her. I was like, "Oh, this song is to you. I know you're going to church tomorrow morning, but no God." Yep. Oh yeah.
All right, let's give it to Al.
You have a guitar nearby you would like to show us, Peter?
Let's see. Yeah, I get. Hopefully, it shows up on this thing here. See, okay. See,
Kind of go back and forth.
Let's see here.
It's a magic guitar.
Yeah, magic, right? It's got the Bloodsoaked logo here. Shit, I'm trying to get it in. Maybe if I move out of the thing. Shit.
I see it. I see it.
Let me see if I can get it just right. Look at now, you got just my head.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah. I wish it would come in more, but the Bloodsoaked logo's right there. It's got blood spots on the fretboard. It's coming in a little bit now. There we go.
That's a rad.
Yeah,
guitar.
I don't know if that will come in. Let's see here. It's a black heart guitar. There we go. I gotta hold it fucking still.
Blackheart Custom Shop Elite Series.
Yep. Yeah, I got this when I was endorsed. I had this and a Flying V for a while. I was endorsed with Jackson for a while. Like when my first video, Rotting in Filth, came on MTV's Headbangers Ball in like 2009, I think it was. And then they hit me up. So I had an endorsement deal with them. And then a few years later, they got a new artist relations guy. And he really wasn't interested in working with real underground bands. So that endorsement just kind of faded out. And then I had an endorsement with Blackheart. And that was a while ago too. I don't even know if they make this guitar anymore. I think they sold to a bigger company, but I think they still are named Blackheart or something. I don't know. But yeah, I played this one. I still have one of my Jacksons because I got 3 Jacksons and I had 2 Blackhearts. But I still got one of my Jacksons and I've got this Blackheart that I still jam when my elbow's not bothering me. Yep.
Yeah, I looked at that and I seen Custom Shop and it took me back to when I was a kid. My dad bought me my first electric and it was a Gibson Custom Shop.
Nice.
And it was black and it had 2 knobs and 3 switches for the pickup.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, I wish I still had that guitar sometimes, but at the same time, I'm glad I have what I have nowadays.
Heck yeah. No, yeah, the technology's come so far. Yeah, they make some nice guitars. Back then and now,
Yeah, I play Ibanez and I use my Warlock.
Okay, nice.
Fender owns half of everything now anyway.
Yeah,
so.
Yep, that's true.
It's funny that you say that, Rhino, because not very many death metal bands use Fenders. I know that Obituary used Fenders for, playing death metal.
But Jackson's under their branding, so.
Yeah, I believe it is, yeah.
Ibanez, yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, why not?
Hey, Peter, have you ever tried to play a 7-string or maybe an 8-string or a 9-string?
Never. I don't even know if I picked one up, to tell you the truth. Like, being on tour and, hanging out with some of the other guys. And and jamming. Yeah, I don't even think I've ever even picked one up to play. Always been six string. You know, for my first four albums, you know, I was tuned to D standard, which, you know, nowadays is not heavy at all. D standard, and then I did Desolate Paradise, where I tuned down to C sharp, and then when I started doing this slam stuff for Disgorging the Wretched, I was tuned down to drop B on my six strings. So but yeah, never played a seven string. I wouldn't mind, but yeah, I don't know, just feel like the, you know, the old school guy that just sticking around with his six string. It works fine for me, so I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, I play in D standard myself and also drop C.
Okay. Yeah, I love D standard. You know, I don't really think it's the tuning that makes, you know, songs or riffs heavy. I just think if a riff is heavy, it's heavy. I mean, you know, look at Metallica back in the day, and Megadeth or whatever. They were what, you know, E and, you know, or E flat or whatever, and those riffs are heavy, you
Yeah.
know. So, and there's plenty of other bands nowadays that, you know, still tune, you know, much higher, that still have awesome riffs that are heavy. So yeah, I don't think just because you tune to, you know, the G or whatever, you know, makes your band super heavy. I think it's more about the riff, how it hits you, and everything else. So
I'm trying to remember, it was Splatter Cadaver that released their first album in F sharp or something
yeah,
like that.
Oh,
yeah,
The heaviest band on the fucking planet.
yeah. I remember back in the day when Carcass first came out, and I can't remember what they tuned to, but, you know, back then, you know, when I was playing my thrash band, I think we were all in all my friends' bands and everything. We were playing in and E back then, and then when you know, the I can't remember what album, Exhumed to Consume on it, and but yeah, when Carcass came out, we're like, oh damn, what are they tuned to? Jesus, this is heavy. So yeah, just oh, there's so many different tunings that everyone plays with nowadays.
Yeah, Gorgasm came out with a new song, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
holy shit, they're still going.
Oh yeah, they came out. That was earlier this week. They came out with that song. Yep, crushing it still.
Yeah, just killing it.
Yep.
Well, Rhino, do you have any more questions?
yeah, of course. Um, Tell it two-part question. One, personally, well, both personally. Favorite show you ever played live, and the favorite show you ever attended.
All right. So first show I ever, I mean, well, the favorite show I ever played, it's going to be in South America, and it's probably, I mean, in Bogota, Colombia. I think I played five shows down there, and they're just always the best. The Colombian fans, but they just come out in droves. They stay
Yes.
all night long, and so I would basically say any show that I played in Bogota, Colombia, has been amazing, just amazing. You know, I played with uh, God Dethroned. That was my very last show that I played, was with God Dethroned down there and their local bands. And the place packed. It was like 450, 500 people. It's club. And the place just goes ape shit every time. The fans are just like, you just feel like you're, you know, like Brad Pitt or something. Everyone is just wanting a picture, wanting autographs. That's all you do from the time that you show up at the venue until you leave. Outside, walking through the venue, doing whatever. Just taking pictures and signing autographs and playing an awesome show every single time. Massive, awesome. So that would, you know, I guess that, you know, would be the favorite show or shows that I've ever played. Or, you know, I could just go back to my very first show playing with Bloodsoaked. You know, that was good. But so then the other one was my favorite show I ever been to. Let's see. I mean, one that just sticks out is when I saw Sepultura on Beneath the Remains. Was them in Exodus in, what was it,
Oh, wow.
89 or whatever it was. And it was magnificent. It still sticks in my head to this day as one of my favorite shows. I saw that at the Living Room in Rhode Island. And it was an awesome show. Just amazing. I knew that album front to back. I knew a little bit off of Morbid Visions as well. And so I'm trying to think what other shows that just stick in my head that I was like, just blown away. I'm not sure. I just say that show just sticks in my mind. So probably, the Sepultura Beneath the Remains.
Too cool. Okay, I'm out here in Baltimore. Do you ever play any shows here?
I don't think I've ever played in Baltimore. I played in Philly, played in Virginia, uh, you know, um, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Massachusetts, all around you. But yeah, I don't think so. Yep, never played. What the heck's what's the big fest up there every year? Memorial Day weekend.
Death
Maryland,
Fest.
Yeah, Maryland Death Fest. Yep, never played Maryland. So no, I don't think I've ever played a show in Baltimore. No, I played a show in a gazillion states in the U.S., but nope, never Baltimore.
Yeah, what was that? 2017, 2018, or during Death Fest, right down in the city, the riot started during Death Fest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, the last one they called it something else for a year, but some guy went up on top of the parking garage and jumped.
Oh yeah, that was like 2 years ago or something, or a few years ago, or something like that. Yeah, I remember. I remember everyone talking about that when it happened. Yeah.
Yeah, not pretty.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I don't like that venue. It's just so generic. It's just a giant stage and a giant room, and that's the venue.
Really? Yeah, that doesn't sound that good.
They have like 6 chairs. I mean,
Oh.
yeah, okay, totally off topic. You have any paranormal experiences?
Let's see. I think the only things that I can after my dad died, I remember laying in bed or being woken up, hearing something from my closet saying Peter, and remember fucking waking up and being like, what the fuck? And it was within a couple of weeks or a month or something. My dad died, and it sounded like my dad's voice, and like my back was to my closet, and I was like, what the fuck? And I just remember hearing Peter, and then I turned around quick, looking in there. I was like freaked out, and I think that happened a couple of times. But yeah, besides that, I don't think any other. I don't even know if that's paranormal or ghost-like or something just kind of weird that just kind of freaked me out. So yeah, I think that would be about it.
Too cool. Let me throw it back to Al there.
What inspires you to write death metal other than just music? Are you inspired by horror movies?
No, never been a huge horror movie fan. Obviously, lyrics, tend to be based on some, horror type stuff or gore. A lot of my lyrics too are just anti-religion. I'm just kind of a no God type of guy. Anti-religion is, religion is just to me, worthless or whatever. So, uh, I guess to write music, if I guess there's two different versions there. You got the actual music itself, riffs or songs, and then you get the lyrics. So, uh, the inspiration to just write, heavy, heavy music. It doesn't have to be, all out brutal, but just kind of just heavy music, just, heavy metal, death metal, thrash, whatever. I just really love just heavy music, something that's just catchy. So I still enjoy, after all these years, I'll be 54 this year. So I still enjoy playing music, writing music. It's just to write it. And everything, it seems like every time I write a new song, I'm like, this song's great. It just seems like it's, the best thing since sliced bread for every new song. Once in a while I'll write a song and be like, it's not that good, but whatever, or I might just throw it away or keep a few riffs, and throw the rest away. But yeah, I think just the love of just metal, it just keeps you young. I look at other people at my work and stuff that are my age, and they act old, they look old. I just think metal just keeps us feeling young, looking younger, feeling younger. You know, people might say, dude, you don't look young. Look at you, look like fucking Santa Claus. But I just think metal in general just keeps you feeling young. And playing and writing songs makes me feel young and just keeps me going. So I still love it to this day. I mean, I'll listen to death metal. I'll be 90 years old. This isn't something I'm going to just grow out of and be like, well, no, that was just my teenage years. No, I will listen to it and love it forever. You know, I listen to other music too, but this is my stuff that I just love, bread and butter.
You know, that's actually kind of funny because you say you're going to be 54. I'll be the reverse of that, 45.
Oh, nice. All right, you're getting up there, but still young. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Just
Yep.
hanging on as much as possible.
Yes. Metal, man. I'm telling you, me and my friends talk about that it just keeps us feeling young, you know, so.
So, Peter, if you don't mind me asking, when's your birthday?
August 1st,
April 10th.
April 10th. What about you, Rano?
I don't celebrate them.
Yeah, getting too old.
I stopped at 29 and here we are.
Yep, time just keeps going.
Yeah, I'm trying not to age. It's working.
Yeah,
No, it's all
you
right.
should go in reverse sometimes, you know, back when you
That's
did
right.
stuff on VHS and pause for the commercial.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Every
better
day,
than
the
being
whole
dead.
time.
So it's better than being dead. So I'll take aging any day.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. I do well, not everything right, but I mean, and I'm still aging. So,
Yeah, nothing we can do about it. Time just keeps going.
yep, until it doesn't.
That's true.
You
I
said,
mean,
I'm
let's
thinking,
stop there.
like in 20 to 30 years, are we going to be hearing death metal at nursing homes?
Yeah, probably. Probably. That'd be great.
That'd
That's a
be,
nursing home I want to go to.
yes, that would be,
Yep. Because you figure some of the older, death metal heads or people in bands back in the day, they're not that much older than me, maybe 60. So, they're not in nursing homes, they're getting older. But yeah, I would say the next, 15, 20 years or so, it's going to be people close, in their upper 70s in nursing homes. Click, turning on some death metal.
yeah.
That's pretty good. I never really thought about that, but walking through, going to visit, a parent or grandparent, and then all of a sudden you're like, what the fuck is that? Yeah. Heck yeah.
That's funny. I don't even know. I visit my aunt in a nursing home. I don't know if I've ever heard music.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't recall. I'll see signs for like some religious people coming to sing,
Yeah.
but I've never heard music.
Yeah, I used to work in a nursing home way back. I was 16 years old or something. I don't know if I remember. I just remember they would be in the TV room, uh, just watching some TV or playing checkers in there. But yeah, I can't. I mean, it's forever ago now, but I can't really recall walking into patients. Or they really weren't patients. They were just living there, but in their rooms hearing any kind of music. Now that you say that, but who knows? We'll crank it up though. We'll be the
Oh, hell
ones.
yeah.
We'll be the ones to crank it up when we're in there.
Senior citizen stage diving.
That's right.
That
Yes.
that and crowd surfing with a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Jeff Becerra from Possessed.
Yep.
He did it.
Yep. It's true.
Yeah, I was really surprised. I was like, no shit, go Jeff. There goes Jeff in the ground.
Yes.
Wheelchair.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I guess the good thing, if you get dropped, you already couldn't walk anyway. So
That's true.
Oh
Yep.
God, you could only crawl.
You just wheel away.
Crawl your way back up, you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like that sometimes for people.
It is.
Let me ask you this, Peter. It's an off-the-wall question, but what would you say is the worst album of all time?
Oh, worst album. Gee, worst. That's a tough. Jeez. I don't know, because I guess if I listened to something and I didn't like it, I just wouldn't keep listening. So, um, worst album. I really don't know. I don't even know if I could answer that and be honest at all. I don't know. Yeah, got me stumped there. Because if I put on an album for, one or two songs, I was like, this sucks. I would just, wouldn't listen to it again, and I probably would never cross my mind, even to be like, oh, that album sucked.
Oh,
So,
post 92 Metallica.
all right. Well, yeah, I didn't. Yeah, yeah. Well, all right. There you go. Yeah, I hated Injustice for All. I remember waiting. I waited for Injustice for All midnight release with my friends. I remember getting it, and I think I got it. We went in my car, and we were still in the parking lot. This is up in Massachusetts. We put it in, and I think, well, even before that, it was released. There was one song, I think it was Harvester of Sorrow, that was released on the college radio stations back in the day. It was really the only place you could hear any kind of heavy music. And it was, what was this? WBRS? I think it was WBRS, yeah, whatever it was. Emerson College. I think it was 88.9 up there. In Massachusetts, but they released it and it was Harvester of Sorrow, and I was kind of like, and we were kind of like both, like, it was my buddy Steve back then. We are like, all right, maybe the rest of the album will be good. So we heard that for like a month or two before the album came out, and then the album came out, we got it, put it in my car, and we listened to it once, just sitting in the parking lot, and I was disappointed. And then we drove back, either his house or my mom's house or whoever. I can't even remember where we were, but driving back and thoroughly disappointed. And I hated that album. I saw him a couple times on tour on that tour, and they obviously played their old songs too. But yeah, anything after Master of Puppets or the first Garage Days, anything after that, I could care less about. They could burn. They could never play here again. Yeah, never liked Injustice for All, Black Album, anything after that. No. For me, just personally, yes, I'd say worst album and Justice for All.
Yeah, that's a question that I thought of just the other day, and I said, maybe Peter's got a good answer for me.
Yeah, that's one that I guess I was thoroughly disappointed in when I heard it. I was just, waiting for something massive and was just thoroughly disappointed. So, yeah. That's going to be my top one or top five for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I have that on my gym mix. Actually,
Really?
The tempo's just right.
Okay. Well,
right.
A lot of people love that album. I mean, that album got Metallica, huge. So, and a lot of people loved that album, got into more heavier music from that album. But just me personally, no. But everyone's got their own taste.
I like a few songs off of it, like Black and Battery.
Okay.
Well, actually, wait, Battery.
No, yeah, Battery was off Master of Puppets.
Yeah. My mind's a little scrambled.
No worries. What else you got?
Well, let's see here. I'm gonna throw it to Rhino for a second.
Sure.
All right. Tell us a little bit about the album artwork behind you.
That is actually from Disgorging the Wretched. That's when I had I did 4 albums with Comatose, and then just took some time off, and then I started writing again and did Desolate Paradise, which was in that C sharp. And then I was just getting more and more into slam a few years ago, and I was like, you know what, I'm really curious if I can totally, it's not a 180 obviously, but go and write a slam album, do some drop tuning, just a lot of, just the one finger, you could play a whole album just doing this. And which I was never big into even back in the day, and I never really did any drop tuning. I think I did way back when I think Motley Crue did some stuff off of either Livewire or what the heck is the album? Shout of the Devil. I think they did a couple of songs or something in drop D. I think. I could be wrong, but I think. But never since then, never really played around with it. But then I was getting more and more into slam, and all I had was the 6 strings, and I was like, let me see if I can, write some songs. So I wrote 4 songs, and then released it, and it was on, that album that you see there. I was looking behind me to see it, and it's, it's just a fake background here. But yeah, Disgorging the Wretched. It's just a total slam album. So I released 4 songs to begin with, and I did it myself, released it myself, and then I've just been adding on songs. So it's got 9 songs up to date now. Most recent one was just added to it, I don't know, 2 months ago, a month and a half. Virgin Cleansing, and it's just digital. I haven't done any CDs. It's all on Bandcamp or YouTube. Yeah, I just wanted to see if I could write an album. And Comatose is interested in releasing it, but he needs good solid 28 or 30 minutes worth of music to have it considered a full length for its trading and things like that. So maybe they release it, maybe not. I'm not worried. I'm not under any timelines. It's not like Comatose is like, hey, I need this by January 1st. You're gonna have 10 songs. Blah, blah, blah. I just add songs. I might go 6 months and not do it, not do anything. But yeah, that's what it is. Disgorging the Wretched. It's just my slam album, and I really like it. Fans seem to like, and I've gained a lot of new fans that are not really into the old stuff, and the younger fans are just into the slam, and they really tend to lean on this album and the other albums that people most of my fans come from. They're like, it's not that good, and then my older fans are like, I'm not really sure if I like this slam album. So I got fans on both sides that are kind of and some of them meet in the middle. So it's interesting.
Who designed the artwork and initially the band logo?
The band logo. The band logo was from Christopher. Oh geez, my phone is out there now. What the dude? He's done a gazillion. His last name begins with a Z. I'm gonna need to look this up. I know. I'm sorry. I'm probably so boring on here. Let's see here. What is it?
Hey, just go for it, man. No worries.
Hello. Maybe you can edit this out. Let's see here.
Of course.
Oh, what is? Oh my God. He even wrote a book, and he's got all the logos in there. Oh yeah. It's spelled. His last name is spelled. Let me see if I can. The figures now it's just locking up. SZPAJDEL. I don't know how, and the guy's name is say it, but he's done a gazillion albums. I'm waiting for this other page to load, and it doesn't want to. I'm trying to look him up here on Metal Archives, and it doesn't want to fucking come up for me. It figures. He's from Belgium, and why is this not fucking loading? I'm sorry for being a boring interview all of a sudden. Shit. But he's done a million logos. But it's funny that, well, I'll come back and see if this fucking page ever loads. But the logo itself was actually done because I had this website called Bloodsoaked Promotions back in like 96. I think it was 96, somewhere between like 96. It was just called Bloodsoaked Promotions. So I had a website, and it just promoted, underground metal. And, I worked with all the labels, all the bands. And this is when, like real audio files were big back then. And before, MP3s really were big. It was real audio stuff. So we have real audio files, the CD covers. So it was a pretty popular site back then. It was Bloodsoaked Promo, and then I actually got the logo tattooed on me as well. So, and that's nice. Before I even started the band. It was Bloodsoaked Promotions, and then I had a record label, which was Bloodsoaked Records, from I think 2000 to 2004. Released 4 albums with one band was Beyond Fatal, one band was Sons of Chaos, and the other one was Blood Vomit. So I had that for, I don't know, 4 years while I was still doing Bloodsoaked Promotions. And then once I actually started, my death metal band, I was like, well, shit, I've already got the logo. The Bloodsoaked fits, death metal for a band. So I went with it. I think there was one other band called Bloodsoaked from Mexico. And I think they had disbanded by then. I'm not sure. But some people still give me shit. Oh, there's another band in Mexico that was around before you. Yeah, sorry. What do you want me to do? But yeah. And yeah, so that was the guy's name. How do you actually say it? Spajadal? I don't know. But he is
Yeah,
oh, you got it. So okay. Yeah,
it
so
hurts my tongue to think about it.
yeah. He's done logos for bazillion bands. And he's got a book. Let me see if I can find the book name. I don't know. He's drawn over 10,000 logos
Wow.
with black metal, death metal, ambient, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so he's got 10,000 logos. And he's got a book. I forget what the book is called. Something logos, but it's he's done massive stuff. Oh yeah, the book was Lord of the Logos, designing the metal underground. So that's what it's called.
Wow.
Lord of the Logos, designing the metal underground. It came out in 2010. But yeah, and I remember him. I met him. I played a festival in Germany, Death Feast Open Air, and I believe it was there. It was either there or the show in Portugal. I can't remember, but he was there, and he said, if you look at the band Rottenness and you look at my logo as well, he was drawing them both around the same time, and some of the aspects of both logos kind of have like the same, I don't know, look, or same, little things that point out here or there. So if you took both of them and put them right up next to each other, you could see.
I know Rottenness. Really
yep, Rottenness from Mexico. Yeah, so
yeah,
I remember him telling me that. Yeah.
I do see the similarity now that you mention it.
Good, yes. Yeah, Bloodsoaked. Yep.
Well, Peter, what music would you listen to on a guilty pleasure? You can't say glam metal because you already confessed.
I know, I was gonna say glam. You know what? I'm just gonna go with straight up pop music. You turn on your top 40 radio station, driving to work, or going to the store, whatever you're doing, putting it on. I just like anything that's catchy. Death metal, slam, gore grind, whatever. If it's catchy, I like it. That's why I really, still, not because I'm, old and grew up on the old stuff, but all the older death metal bands, they all had choruses that you could sing along to, or you knew this chorus was coming up, and you could bob your head, sing along, and it would repeat. So, it just gave you something to look forward to. And, every pop song just has those catchy choruses. Even if you don't like the music or the band, if you're just driving and, a girlfriend, wife, a friend, has something on, and, you might just be like, you might hate it, but all of a sudden you're just kind of like, oh, that's catchy. You're like, oh, I hate this. Oh, no, I'm too cool for this. But they just have catchy stuff. So yeah, I would just say top 40. If people want to call me a poser, that's not metal, that's fine. Don't care. I'm too old to care. But yeah, I just love it. Love it is an exaggeration, but I do enjoy it. Just top 40 catchy stuff. Guilty
That's
pleasure.
Awesome.
Right there.
Hey, that's awesome, dude. I like some pop music myself, kind of like, ELO.
Okay.
I love those dudes. They're to me rock and roll as well. So
oh yeah. Yep.
nothing wrong with those guys. Those guys rock.
Nope. Nothing.
I'd call them prog, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe a little bit here and there. It's not like a Rush or Dream Theater, but hey, I hear a little bit.
I love Tool. I love Perfect Circle. Typo Negative. Though I wouldn't call those guilty pleasures at all, though.
Typo Negative is like old school depressed rock for dudes.
Yeah. Totally love it. But yeah, if you're just saying guilty pleasure, but for me, it's really not a guilty. But if you're a true metalhead, might be guilty. Would be top 40. Just jamming top 40, driving down the road, going to work. You're like, oh, okay, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I had like an 80s mix on, like 80s heavy metal, top 40 type thing.
Okay,
and at this point, I'm at the gym and I just stopped and I'm like, holy shit, I'm sweating to the oldies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's crazy when you listen to like a classic rock channel and you're your city or whatever, you know, and you know they're playing like Poison or they're playing Motley Crue, Bon Jovi. You're like, this stuff is considered classic rock now. Because I think
Yeah,
it's
they're
what,
playing Nirvana.
yeah, because
They're
it's gonna be
playing
what
grunge.
20, it's gonna be over 25 years old, I think, to be considered classic rock. So anything is 25 years or older. So every year that goes on, another year goes by, so they can keep moving it up. So we just keep hearing songs that sound new and you can remember, and you're like, oh my God, it's been 25 years. Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
Time just flies by.
I know.
Oh, goddamn.
Hey,
Now I
Peter.
really feel old.
Hey, Peter.
Yeah.
Is there any musician you would like to meet before, say, he or she passes away?
Let me see. Now I met my goal was as a young metalhead was to meet as well as a death metalhead Martin Van Druen from Pestilence. Got a chance to meet him when I played a show with his band Hail of Bullets in Portugal. So I met him then, got a picture, and I was just like, "Ah, I can die and go to heaven." So him, and I grew up, you know, as a death metal freak as a kid. It was him and John Toddy, and I got to meet John Toddy as well. And I met Max Cavalera way back when, and then I went and saw because my buddy Mike from Flesh Order also plays with Phil from Pantera with the Illegals,
Yeah.
Phil Elsalmo and the Illegals, and so he was on tour with them, and then he was recently played with Max in Soulfly. So I drove out to Virginia to see that show and got to see Max again. But yeah, I met him years and years ago back in Boston, and yeah, so those three, but I met him. So anyone else to meet? No, there's no one I'm really dying to meet at all at this point. If I meet him, somebody cool again, that's all right. But those three, Martin Van Druen for me is just a god. You know, being in my mid 50s, a dude still a god. I mean, he's only a few years older than me, but him on Consuming Impulse, that album is just a top notch. His vocals, yeah, so when I met him and John Toddy, I was like, all right, I don't need to meet anybody else. If I had to say anybody, it would have been like Ozzy back in the day. You know, he's just at this point, you know, he's hardly even a person. So he's just, you know, but yeah, to meet Ozzy would have been cool. Yeah.
Too cool.
What you got right now?
I'm drawing a blank, but at my advanced age.
Yeah, you're only
Good thing though they didn't have Tide Pods when Ozzy was coming up. Because we not know his name now.
That's right.
Or this modern whatever. I mean, the drugs now are like so much stronger than they were then.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you want to do some drug. Now they got testing kits so you can test your drug before you take it nowadays. You're like, what? I don't need to be involved in that. I'm good. I don't need to be testing my drugs. If I'm doing using
Right.
drugs, you know, nope, I'm good.
Yeah, just the simple stuff. Like I accidentally bought, I thought it was a CBD gummy
Yeah.
and it was THC. And I was messed up for 24 hours.
Yep. Yeah, I know people that, yep, they, you know, just smoke once in a while, but then they, you know, they take a gummy or a brownie or some of these, you know, THC drinks and they're like, oh my God, this shit just hits you so hard. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, never again. Never again. I was
Yeah.
hanging onto my bed thinking gravity was changing.
Yeah. I love it.
And I see these people like 120 pounds, they'll pop a gummy like nothing.
Yeah, I guess it's all about building up your tolerance, I guess.
Yeah. God, forget that.
Yeah. I don't smoke. I got a job where I drive a company truck. So any little accident, boom, instant drug test. So no
Oh,
smoking here.
yeah.
You know, just drink once in a while. So that's about it.
better
Yeah, I got you
be
there.
sorry later on, right?
Yep, I'll save it for retirement.
Well,
I,
who knows? Some people might need it that day.
Yeah, that's right.
I passed a drug test years back. I had smoked pot. I mean, this was many years ago, maybe 30 hours before.
It still passed, huh?
Yeah, and I'm thinking there was probably some little old lady going in for pre-screening for her job that failed because they
Right.
crossed them up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's no possible way.
Right.
None like the good old days, you know?
That's right. Yep.
Poor old lady.
Hey, Peter, what bands or say band would you say is extremely overrated?
Overrated. Jeez. I mean, I keep going back to like Metallica, you know, anything after Master of Puppets. So, some people are just loving it, just love it. I'm like, how the hell are they just, like the biggest metal band in the entire world? Um, yeah. I mean, to me, all that kind of stuff is just back to Metallica. And a lot of people are on the, I've always been on the Metallica band, hate wagon, from Metallica. But yeah, Metallica to me is just way overrated. How they ever got so big, even, crossing over to more mainstream with their later albums and stuff. To me, just, so overrated. Their early stuff, I love it. I'll listen to that shit forever as well. Like I said, I'll be 90 years old, still jamming Ride the Lightning and Master of Puppets. Love just some of the best albums ever to me. Top five thrash albums of all time. So what they did after those albums doesn't affect their previous albums. Still love them. We'll listen to them. I could really care less if seeing Metallica live now. I don't want to see Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets stuff. With the live. I just hearing like Master of Puppets and then James live just kill me, kill the song. So even if someone had free tickets, front row, this, I'd be like, nah, I'm good. No interest at all in seeing them at all. So yeah, Metallica over fucking rated. Yep.
Um, is there anybody who would like to give a shout out to, Peter?
Let's see. No, just me and Bloodsoaked. You guys, thank you guys very much for doing this interview. Any of my new fans, old fans, anyone that's just supported me through, the beginning. I still get people that once in a while that hit me up saying, "Hey, man, are you the guy that used to do Bloodsoaked promotions? The logo for your band looks just like that logo." So that's very cool. Fans that are like, "Hey man, I got into you from when your video was on MTV, Headbangers Ball, or a few of my videos used to be like, on demand before, YouTube really blew up. It was like music on demand or metal on demand, on your cable TV on Comcast and Charter or whatever else, cable companies are out there. Hey, I still listen to you. Or new people. Hey, man, I just, listened to your Disgorging and Wretched album. That album is great. And so, yeah, anyone that's just supported me through the years, I don't care if they bought anything, they just, download it for free. I'm not into this for the money. I don't need the money. I don't care. I'm not making any money off this. I just do it because I love death metal. Play it, write a song. I like it. I can mix it, put it online the same weekend. So when I say support, I don't mean financially, just, supporting the band, spreading the word, being like, yo, bro, I heard this fucking, this band, Bloodsoaked. Never heard him before. Have you heard him? No. Here's a link, send a link to one of my YouTube videos or, Bandcamp page. And, because all my stuff, anyone is watching this, and, they can go to my Bandcamp, which is just I think it's just bandcamp.com/bloodsoaked, whatever. Just go to Bandcamp, looking Bloodsoaked. But every single one of my albums, all the way back from whatever, I think it's 6 or 7 they're all streaming on there. You can stream them all absolutely free. No commercials, no nothing, just stream them free. First 4 albums are on Spotify and Apple Music and all the other stuff. But if you just want to go to Bandcamp, you can stream them all free, 24/7. There's no limit. You just You know, if you want to buy them, you can buy them in digital form. You don't care. Just listen. All I say, spread the word. Just be like, hey, buddy, check out this new this band that I just found. So yeah, anyone that's ever supported me, what can I thank you very much. And thank you guys for doing this interview. It's been good for sure.
I need a quick shout out. I want to give a shout out to Al's weed guy because
I love it.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Peter, you got any last words for Underground Noise Webzine?
Thank you guys for supporting the underground. You know, every little, you know, podcast or, you know, zine, interviews like this, it all helps. You know, just spreading the word. It's underground for a reason. Never meant to be mainstream. To me, it's never meant to be making money. It's just meant to be, if you make money, great. If you're able to make some money, wonderful. But just death metal is just for me, it's just always been underground. Never meant to be popular, never meant to be on the radio, you know, maybe college radio stations, they got their metal 2 hours on a Saturday at 2 a.m. or whatever. But just you guys supporting you guys and the other guys like you that just doing either podcasts, interviews, anybody, you guys, it really goes a long way. I don't know if your videos get, you know, 2 views or 2 million views. It doesn't matter. You're still taking the time out of your day to interview bands, look into bands, and supporting the underground. So you guys and anyone else like you guys that, you know, get out there and just support the underground. That's what it's about. Without the fans and the support, we'd just be doing it, you know, for ourselves in our bedroom. So just anyone who supports music, and you guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been blessed, dude.
I love it. Keep it going, man. Just keep it
Absolutely.
going.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Keep this going, and also Nightmare Crypt, no
I
matter
love
what.
it. Yes.